All right, Wednesday, big leg day. So first things first, a little foam roll, right? So we're gonna do the sartorius and the TFL. And when we do these, it's important that we're hitting the right thing because it's just not gonna work if we don't hit the right thing. So there's a lot of criticism about whether or not foam rolling can work. It's just, it works specifically for specific people, right? So it's not a universal tool it's not, if you think about a screwdriver is a bad hammer, okay? So this is kind of the same thing. It's a tool when it's needed, but sometimes it's not needed for everybody in every place. I'm gonna give you two of the most common ones. TFL if they got tight IT bands, and if they don't have tight IT bands, then they probably have a tight sartorius. So we're gonna hit both of those. To find the IT band, I'm gonna find your hip bone, right? To find the TFL, I'm gonna go right here, and then the band that continues down below it, that's your IT band, okay? So let's start at the source and get this thing to open up and relax a little bit. And then we'll end up stretching these things with dynamic warm-up again because again, why mess with something that's perfect, right? It's peanut butter and jelly, sometimes just eat it, it's good. So now, TFL. I lean sideways, I'm kind of in a side plank position, right? I'm about 45 degrees, I'm not flat on it, I'm not all the way on my side. So the front pocket area. Once I find it, we'll find it. Then I'm just gonna lay on it and breathe and relax. 30 seconds to a minute, held. Right? They're moving all over the place, slow down. Right? IT band, right? Flop over. Pure side plank position, just get the side of the thigh. You can flush that sucker out. Alright? So for the sartorius, inner thigh, but not the adductor. So we're not going all the way up to the groin right here. We need to stay here because then it's going to wrap around and then it's going to attach to the inferior iliac spine. So we're going to trace that. So how we do that, figure four position, right? So leg is flexed and abducted, right? So then we're going to find that position. We're going to find that little muscle on the inner portion of the thigh. And I'm going to internally rotate my hip. And that's where it is. That is a very uncomfortable spot. That's terrible. And then you can play around with flossing a little bit, but really you just want to hold the terrible spot. And breathe. Yikes. Right? It's tight. I did legs this morning. Ouch. Okay. So, once those two are done, did it. Dynamic warm-up, express version. We've done it a lot. You know what to do. Heel toes. Knee hugs. Leg cradles. Notice my body doesn't change position. Notice my base leg stays straight. And I'm breathing. Alright? It's single leg RDO, inverted T, whatever you want. Ooh, wobbly. Come on, hammies. Lunge twist. 1, 2. 1, 2. Lateral lunge. Back, forth in position, why not? More variations, they're all right. Ankle cracks. World's greatest. Right? Down, elbow to instep. Inhale, reach. Rock back. Right? 7 movements, you got them, you own them, you know them. Front squat and deadlifts. More complexes, yeah, because they work, right? So strength plus endurance at the beginning. Spend a couple more months doing this stuff. I promise the PRs will be rolling in. Okay, so first things first. Front squat, does it have to be like this? No. Right? I don't care how you front load, but you are front loaded and keeping the chest up, the shoulder blades down. We're not doing this loud, right? Build the posture you want in the gym. Who wants this posture? Right? And why are we doing it? Why are we training like that? Don't do that. Right? So pop up, under, right? That doesn't feel good. Hey, that's kind of nice, right? Yes, it's far enough back that it should be choking you. Chin has to stay tucked, chest stays up. And then big inhale. Right? I'm gonna try to show a compensation. Okay, so I'm sitting straight down, okay? So ribs are connected, ribs are down. I don't want to sit back. See how my elbows drop? No. Minimize that tilt as much as possible. Keep the eyes straight ahead and the chin tucked. And you're gonna have a much happier hip, right? You're gonna have a much happier set of shoulders because we're not crunching like this and doing a really hard position hinge. Just think about like the hardest good morning you could do, and that's essentially what a front squat done like that is. So now, for the deadlifts, RDL or deadlifts, you choose, your choice. The weight should be the same though, okay, because they're going back and forth. So here, right, inhale. If it's an RDL, shins are vertical, more hamstring. Right, so the most common, right, thing that you're gonna see is something like this, where they're just using their back. I feel like we're all equipped to deal with that, but the problem is we usually correct it by creating another problem, right? So we go, okay, stick your butt out. Now they're only loading, right? They're only loading their back. I mean, you're loading your hamstrings, but you load your back. So keep the ribs connected, inhale. And we want a neutral spine. How can we tell if it's neutral? Well, do you feel it in your back or your hamstrings in your glutes? Right? So work on that position. If they have a really hard time with it, put the PVC pipe back on their spine and do the 3-point contact drills and do that until they get it. Right? So that's that. Add weight every set, get strong, lift heavy weights. Right? Next, for the get fitters, we have bottoms up kettlebell front squat and a staggered RDL. Okay? So the bottoms up kettlebell front squat is a stability challenger, and it's really going to focus on, again, this position. A lot of people put an emphasis on the importance of keeping a big chest when you're doing lifts, especially in the front rack position. That's how we misload our back, right? So this will help, and it's not easy. So what I'm going to do, bottoms up position, take a big deep breath. And make it look easy. It's not easy, it's really hard. Okay, staggered deadlift, right? Bar, line up with your, let me scoot back a little bit. There we go. Bar, line up with shoelaces. Other foot back. 80% on the front, 20% on the back, or less if you can, right? Ideally 100 and none, right? But I'm here. So I'm gonna let them use both hands just because I know it's a regress version. So if they can do it with one, I'd like them to do it with one hand only. But if you're seeing different twists at the pelvis versus the back, so what does that look like? That looks like if I drop, right? So if I open my right hip up, and I open my left shoulder up, right? So I'm counter-rotating at my hips and my shoulders. That's what I don't want to see. I want to see everything looking flat, right? Straight lines for this stuff. So once I get that, right, and I got that with the two hands, right, and I counter-rotating, then I can do it with a single. And I know that might not have been the best demonstration for it, but it hurts when I do it like that. So I promise that you'll see it, right? I promise you will. So correct it because it hurts, right? So you have bottoms up squats and you have staggered RDLs as your strength portion. Next is conditioning. We got a farmer's carry, which is 2 kettlebells. We have multiplanar lunges and we have squat jumps. So a multiplanar lunge I'll start with. So the multiplanar lunge, right? If I start neutral, I'm gonna step back and diagonally. So I step back and diagonally, and I sit. Together, back and diagonally. Together, back and diagonally. Back and diagonal, right? Just like that. So those are your multiplanar lunges. For your farmer's carry, right? 2, right? But then what I'm looking for is again, that good posture. I don't want to see this. I don't want to see this. I don't want to see neutral. The easy way to check them is can they balance on one leg? And that's why when we're doing these carries, it's going to be controlled like this, and I don't want to see shifts, right? Nice and neutral. right? Weight off the body a little bit, challenge the deltoids just a tad, and open up their chest, right? Let their neck get long. It's actually a really good trap stretch. So look at us sneaking in mobility. How dare we? Squat jump, doesn't need to be high. Inhale. They don't need to get, we don't want them, it's 15, right? When they get too tired to jump, let them just come up and triple extend. Why? Well, because when we train to back squat so much, they don't like to triple extend. So again, we're fixing this. So if they're here, we go triple extend, they're gonna do this, right? Something like that. Nope. Vertical, see? Boom. Make them jump, right? They don't need to leave the ground to jump, but they need to practice the jumping mechanic in order to load their quads and their calves the way they're designed to be used, all right? Boom, boom. Cool down, side plank, thread the needle, and bridge marching. Thread the needle. Get your side plank. Raise it up. Exhale, touch your elbow. Inhale like this guy. Just like that. Bridge march. Down, rib, connected. Exhale. Hold. Alright, once I'm up here, start marching. That's that. Then the last one we got is V-ups and swimmers. Again, don't punish them if the legs don't go completely straight. It's alright. Inhale. V-ups. Right? Don't punish them if they can't do it with straight legs. It's fine. If they want to do an easier version, let them tap their heels. That works as well. Okay? Then flip over onto the stomach swimmers, opposite arm, opposite leg. Right? Thumbs up line position here. And I like to put them on a hard surface because the goal, again, is to check in with your ribs and make sure your ribs are down. If I got sharp ribs into the ground, it's gonna hurt. It's gonna let you know, don't do that, all right? Lastly, right, we got our yoga sequence. We got downward, upward, and pigeon pose. So downward facing dog, here, right? Let the shoulders soften. Arms come away from the ears. Upward facing dog, they want to be fancy. There you go, get in there, right? On the toes, right? Shoulder blades down, eyes forward. Big breaths. Alright, you got that? Then we can drive through, connect your knee, right, and your ankle. So when I'm here, connect the knee and the ankle, and then sit into pigeon pose, big chest. Good. That's Wednesday.